let's get started. I want to use LinkedIn in the professional way, how you do it. So what would kind of be the step-by-step strategy you would do, or you would recommend to do, or kind of your success framework that they could kind of follow?
Sure. It's the strategy I talk about all the time. So it's this will be really easy for me. So
Yeah.
step one is go in and optimize your profile. Okay.
Okay.
Get
What does
some of
that
the
mean?
get so what that means is there's only three things you need to get right 100%. And the rest of the stuff is kind of optional. So the
Okay.
things that you must get right in your profile is you must have a professional profile photo. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
what this means is
Sounds good.
your head should take up 60% of the frame. You should be looking at the camera. Okay. There should be a little bit of catch light in your
Okay.
eyeballs.
Like with you right
And
now.
you and you need to smile. And if you're not sure if your headshot's good, you just bring it on over to Photo Feeler and you can test your headshot, your profile photo for $20. You can get
Okay.
people to vote on it and they'll tell you whether they think that you're competent, how likable you are, etc. It doesn't mean
Okay.
anything about you, but you have to remember we do judge a book by its cover, even subconsciously. We all want to say we don't, but we
Right.
make decisions in seconds
It
and
is.
decide whether we like you or not like you
Totally.
based on your photo. So
Right.
why don't you put your best foot forward, just like you would go to a job interview, you would show up in your best clothing that
Right.
you professionally want to represent yourself. So do the
Right.
same thing with your profile photo. Don't be like, have your fiance in the shot. Make sure it's not from your wedding. Don't be holding your little fur babies. Definitely don't be doing the bromancing thing of
Right.
sitting
Right.
on your Corvette. For sure, don't do that, or your yacht, or your Airbnb, or whatever
Yes.
bullshit thing that you want to project to the world. Don't do that.
Okay. Let me just
The
go
second,
change something. No, just kidding.
the next thing is get an image. So when someone
Yeah.
comes there, there's a header image. Don't use a default image,
Yes.
and make
Yeah.
sure it represents the essence of what your expertise is, because it's an image. We process images faster than we do words. So make sure that it puts you in a good professional light of what it is. So mine is me on stage, and there's very clear words at the very top of the image that says who I help and how I help. And even if you're looking for a job, you should be still really clear about what your
Right.
expertise are.
Very
And that's
good.
a
Yeah.
great place to put it. The third thing is get your
Sorry, would
headline
you
right.
put a call to action in that cover, or would you not even mess around with like call to action in that section or not?
I don't.
Okay.
I personally don't be like, don't download my book or my lead magnet or go to I mean, you could put your website URL so that people can easily find it. They're not going to find it. And the way you get to a website is so many clicks and create so much friction that they'll never find your website on LinkedIn. Now, they do that purposely because they don't want you to
Sure.
leave
Sure.
LinkedIn. So if you want people to find your website, for sure, watermark your website URL
Right.
in that header image. And I've done the same thing where I'm literally pointing a finger to it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Okay.
kind of obvious. Like if you want to
Gotcha.
learn more about my company, it's right
Right.
there.
Okay.
But I wouldn't get cheesy in the sense of like download my book or a lead magnet or whatever. If people don't know you and you're a stranger, then
Yeah.
it's danger. They don't really give a shit about your shitty lead magnet.
Right.
So
Right.
why even offer it at this point? That's
Right.
kind of
Okay.
silly. And it's too much noise, too much going on. So a confused mind never buys, right? Right now
Right.
they're just getting to know you. The third thing is you got to get your headline down well. Now, if you are a big deal and you have a brand and you're Tim Cook from Apple, well, you would just put down CEO,
Right.
right? Like you would
Totally.
just have your title or you'd be CEO of a company. Now, if you're not have a personal brand and you're a nobody, well, then you should put I help blank
Yeah.
do blank without blank, right? Like be really, really clear about who you help and how you help. Or put your title if you're looking for a career to be searchable or be found, if you're looking
Mm-hmm.
for recruiters to find you,
Very good.
your title plus some of your expertise that's in there. I personally prefer people who write something that's not super boring, that makes
Okay.
you it's an
Okay.
opportunity for you to stand out. But that's subjective at the end of the day. But it is
Right.
important that you get that right, because people will see that headline and your profile photo the most if you're doing the right things on LinkedIn. And the right things on LinkedIn is participating.
Okay. Okay. To put in the
It's
time.
to participate. And so the first thing is to do is to listen, just get on there and listen and pay attention and just
Okay.
read every single day. What is it that you like? What do you like consuming?
So like
Who do
what
you
the
like?
other peoples are posting that are connected with
Totally.
you, or
Just listening. Just listen. Like take 2 weeks to 30 days and go,
Mhm.
I'm gonna listen and look at what's working, what's not working
Okay.
here. Then you want to build a Dream 100 influencer list
Okay.
or Dream 100 client list.
Okay. Okay.
And what you want to do is so you have intention with it. And then what you
Right.
want to do is once you have that dream list of who's important to you to be connected with, you should go every day and read their content
Mhm.
and comment on it. Okay. So,
Okay.
and the way you comment is not good post. That was
Right.
awesome.
Or just a thumbs up.
Thanks,
Right.
or a thumbs up or an emoji, right?
Right.
Like,
Right.
what we want to do is we want to post and say a compliment, and then we want to add a couple things that were not in the post, not to try to one up the post, but just
Right.
add a couple thoughtful things, and then continue the conversation by asking another important question or tagging someone else who would be able to add more to the conversation, who is an expert in the niche, only if they're an expert and active and would appreciate continuing the conversation. Because
Right.
the goal is to start conversations, and through conversations, people get to know you. This is called social selling 101. And
Right.
so you start with that. And once you've done that a bunch of times, then you connect.
Would you do that with the Dream 100, as in your client Dream 100, or even with your Dream 100 where you're like, okay, I'm looking for like the influencer to get to know me?
I believe you should have both.
But okay.
So if there's clients or a Dream 100 employers or a Dream 100 people you want to work with, that would be that. And then there's Dream 100 influencers. Obviously, not everybody is created equal on LinkedIn, and some people have more influence than others. It would be a good idea for you to have relationships with those that already have powerful influence on that particular platform. And
Yes.
so some will be reachable and some will not. So you'll
Right.
have to pick your battles on
Sure.
which ones you can. If you think that you're going to build a relationship with Gary Vee and then connect with them and that he's going to notice you,
Right.
chances are very small that that's going
Right.
to actually
Right.
happen.
Right.
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 Yeah.
No, absolutely. Okay. So you said definitely put in the time, listen, just see what's going on, and then find your top 100 and participate in what they post,
Mhm.
comment with value, and get engagement. Um, and when would you kind of switch and now be in more active role, as in posting yourself? Or what would the next stage be or step be, in your opinion?
Mhm. The next step would be to start posting daily on a daily basis, at least one post per day.
Okay.
However, it's more about being consistent. I'd rather you post once a week and be consistent with that than you
Yeah.
post for a week and then not posting for 3 weeks.
Right.
So,
Right.
so what I would do is I would set yourself up for success, and I'd write a bunch of short tip posts that you can write that
Okay.
are helpful to people,
Like
even
little
if
value
it's
bites. Okay.
yeah, even if it's a listicle, like here's 6 things to do when doing this, like,
Okay.
and that's a good place to start with. And I would just batch that out in a document so that you can very quickly cut and paste that every single
Sure.
day,
Yeah.
or put it into a scheduling tool that will post it. But the idea is you need to post something that adds value and is helpful. If you don't know what to post, then an easy hack is just go find popular listicles in your
Yeah.
niche,
Yeah.
and you can just take the listicle and repurpose it in some way to create valuable based content. But ideally, you do want to, as you go through this process of posting, you'll start to discover your own voice
Mhm.
and what's authentic to you. And I like to follow what's called the ACEs method, which is not new. It just stands for
Okay.
authority, okay, connect, engage, and sell.
Okay.
Okay. So authority is your expertise of what you're good at, putting things forward. Okay. Connect is your values, like what you
Yeah.
stand for as a
Yeah.
person and a human. So it flushes out some color. Engage just means ask questions. You don't always have to have all the answers all the time. Like, hey, who knows someone who's a great copywriter? Could you tag them below? Or,
Mhm.
hey, I have this question about, do you guys delete comments? Yes or no? Using the poll functionality that's
Right.
on LinkedIn. Starting conversations. People's favorite thing to do is to hear their own voice. Give them an opportunity
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
to talk about what they want to
Very
tune
good.
into, just their favorite radio station, right? WIFM, right? What's in
Right.
it for me?
Right.
Right. So let them be awesome.
Right.
Let them show off their work. Let them encourage that. And sell doesn't mean sell your actual services. What it means is show a case study of something awesome you did, the before and the after. or give away something really awesome, like an amazing lead magnet, but don't gate it. Like, here's a Google Doc that's a fill in the blank thing, or here's my spreadsheet checklist that I use before I launch an AdWords campaign. And just, if you'd like it, just visit the first comment, or if you want it, comment below and I'll DM it to you, right?
Mhm.
Make it really easy to get
Mhm.
it to people with as little friction as possible and
Right.
with as
Like
little
no
marketing as
opt-in or
possible.
whatever. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Right.
And then you can watermark it. And trust me, people will connect the dots when you
Mm,
give them something awesome. And if you truly give them something awesome that's amazing, that blows their mind, they're going to go, holy shit, if I just got this for free, I imagine what else I would get if I actually paid for
yeah.
something from this individual, right? So
Yeah.
whatever it is that you give them, it must delight.
Hmm.
It must blow them away. It must surprise them in such a pleasant way that they go, wow,
Yeah.
that Daniel guy is
Yeah.
really special.
Yeah. Sweet. So what would you do, or what else can you do to, when you are posting on that regular time frame, if it's daily or 3 times a week,
Mhm.
um, by doing the engagement before, is that what's going to kind of draw on the attention to now when I start posting? Or what
Mhm.
else would you tell our viewers? What can they do maybe to make sure that more eyeballs are getting on their post? Or is just something that's going to grow by itself by being consistent? Or is there something they
Sure.
can do to help out?